JETS, Jets. What is going on, Jet fans? And welcome back to another episode of the Jets Ward. I am your host, Ryan Ward, and I'm so excited to be back with you guys. I got a fun one in this video for you. But first, if you have been here before, welcome back. You know I love having you guys here in the Jets Ward. You make this channel so much fun, and I love making videos that you enjoy as well. You make it so enjoyable to be here. And if you are new here, welcome. Whether you're a Jets fan, a fan of another team, or just a casual NFL fan, you are always welcome here in the Jets Ward. It is a safe space for you. And guys, like I said, I got a fun one for you. Training camp has begun. Teams have been getting together. Vets are going to be coming in this week as the days go on. Rookies have already started reporting. But I'm looking at the New York Jets, and there are still some big needs that I think the Jets can fill. And I'm going to go through about 7 current free agents that I think could really help out the New York Jets. And I'm going to be honest, a couple of these are, I think, very, very good players still. I think could be high-end players and could help this team out a lot in areas of weakness that we have. Others, I'm betting people are going to disagree. I'm going to say that now because there's some players that have hurt us in the past that I'm going to have here on this list. And there is a young player who is dealing with a lot going on right now, but I still think has all the talent to be great in this league if the Jets were to go after him and if everything off the field gets figured out and he's okay. So getting into it, I am going to start off with one that really inspired this video because I've been talking about this guy all offseason as being a trade option for the New York Jets. And that player is recently released tight end Noah Fant. Now, when I saw that Noah Fant was released, I was shocked. I know the tight end or the Seahawks drafted Elijah Arroyo in the second or third round this offseason as the future tight end, but I thought they would have liked Noah Fant to be there for one more year to help this kid grow. Noah Fant is only 27. He's not that old, honestly, and he's still got a lot of talent. Now, he's more of a receiving threat, in my opinion. He's getting better at blocking, but that's not his game. He's more of a matchup threat, somebody who can run down the seam and make some very, very athletic catches. He does deal with some injury problems, and he does miss time every now and again. But overall, he's very, very talented and a vet in this league who has shown flashes of great play. Now, Noah Fant, I really like Noah Fant. I think he can come into a team and be that veteran leader in a young tight end room. And speaking of a young tight end room, that's the New York Jets. And I've been saying all offseason that I would love a more veteran presence to be in the Jets tight end room. I've talked about Darnell Washington being an option, a young guy who does something different than Mason Taylor does and does blocking very, very well. I also have talked about a Kyle Pitts coming over, being that receiving threat, a little bit better than what Stone Smart is. Noah Fant, I think, is a mixture of both. He can block all right, and he's a solid receiver. And he's a veteran presence to help out Mason Taylor grow. I think Noah Fant could be a very sneaky, good option for the New York Jets if they were to target him. And I don't think he's going to cost you a lot either. I think training camp is just starting. He's been in the workout room with the Seahawks and everything in their offseason programs. I don't think he's going to miss a step. I think he can be very, very good for the New York Jets. And here's a look at his numbers last year. Played 14 games, had 500 yards receiving, 1 touchdown, and an average of 10.4 yards in average per game or a play. That is really, really good, in my opinion, as a backup tight end, as somebody who can come in and be a helping hand to Justin Fields, be a veteran presence to Justin Fields. And we all know the Jets need more receiving help too. Garrett Wilson is an elite number 1 receiver, in my opinion, and he just got his money that he deserved. Mason Taylor is a rookie, 21 years old, but looks like he can be a fantastic receiving type threat and is working better on his blocking. But other than that, you got Jeremy Ruckert, Stone Smart in the tight end room, Zach Kuntz, who I don't think makes the team. Then you got Josh Reynolds, who can be a solid receiver, complement to Garrett Wilson. You got Alan Lazard still on the team. You got Malachi Corley still here. We don't know what he is. You got Arian Smith, who you just drafted in the 4th round, who's a very speedy, big speedy threat down the field option for the Jets, who I think is very underrated. You got Jamal Pritchett, who looks like he can be a great kick returner and slot option. You got Tyler Johnson, who I think is very underrated as well, coming from the Rams. And you got, what's his name? I said Pritchett and Quentin Skinner as an undrafted free agent who's a bigger bodied receiver too, and young, who does the same things as Alan Lazard and Josh Reynolds. I think Noah Fant could come in as the great veteran tight end presence in that room. And he fits the age group, 27 years old. He's still young. I think he's still got a lot left in the tank. So Noah Fant is a big player who I would love to see the Jets sign and bring into this young tight end room. I think that veteran presence would be great for this young tight end room. Now, continuing on, I get to another guy that I think after reading a little bit, I'm not shocked he's still a free agent, but he could be a solid player. This is Juwan Bentley. He was a linebacker for the New England Patriots last year, an interior linebacker, but I think he could play outside as well. If you would want to bring him in as a run stuffer, he's great when it comes to the run defense, shedding off the blockers and making stops right at the line of scrimmage or in the backfield. Juwan Bentley's 29 years old. He played with the Patriots. They gave him a 2-year extension in the offseason last year. And they were looking at him to be a very good piece to their defense. Problem. In the second game last year, he tore his pectoral muscle. And this past March, he was claimed to be fully healed. The doctor released him, said he was fully good, and he went in and failed a physical with the New England Patriots, leading to his release. Now, he's still a free agent. He would need to prove that he is healthy to be on a team. But if he does prove that he's healthy, this would be a player that I would sign in an instant, honestly. He had 7 solo tackles last year, half a sack, 0 forced fumbles, 0 interceptions. But one of the biggest issues with the Jets last year was stopping the run. And if you look at the Jets linebacker room, you see Quincy Williams and Jamian Sherwood. And that's it. You got Jamin Davis as your weak side linebacker. You got Francisco Mauigoa, who's a rookie who could be good, but we don't know what he is. And you got some undrafted free agents too, and a couple pieces. Zaire Barnes is still there. I don't know if he makes the team, but Juwan Bentley would bring some veteran leadership to that linebacker room as well, and would bring some stability in the run defense, which is something that I think the Jets are going to want to build on in their defense to help turn around and make it easier for our defensive backs to poach the ball and try to make turnovers. So Juwan Bentley, if healthy, I would love to see if the Jets would go after him. I would be happy with the Jets signing him. And again, coming off that injury, I don't think he's going to cost you very much either. So I think the Jets have money now after they paid Sauce Gardner and Garrett Wilson. They've opened up some money in their cap space. I think this would be a great move for the Jets. So Noah Fant, number 1. If they sign Juwan Bentley, linebacker, I'd be happy as well. Going into my third one, I got Jadeveon Clowney. This one is a big one because Jermaine Johnson, as we know, is starting off the season on the physically unable to perform list. Now, the Jets can take him off of that at any point, and I think he's going to be ready for the start of the season. But he's coming back from an ACL injury, a torn Achilles, I believe it was. Either ACL or torn Achilles. He's coming back from a serious injury, is what I'm trying to tell you guys. Jadeveon Clowney had a decent season last year. If you look at his numbers, he's an older guy. He got released by the Panthers this offseason. He's 32 years old. He had played in 14 games last year, 24 solo tackles, 5.5 sacks, 0 forced fumbles, and 0 interceptions. He is the guy that you'd want to put the hand in the dirt and go after the ball. He's great in run defense. Again, a common theme, which the Jets struggled in last year. We tried to go after him last offseason, and he signed with the Panthers. The Jets have been interested in this guy for years now. Could we finally get him? I think Jadeveon Clowney would come here. I think it would be a good spot for him. We have Will McDonald, who is going to be elite, in my opinion. Jermaine Johnson, who can be elite if he comes back and goes full strength and full throttle. If he's full go, I think he can be great. Have somebody we can rotate him in with. We have Tyler Barron, who can play inside and out, who I think can be okay. But then you bring Jadeveon Clowney in as that outside option and run stop option and pass rush option. I think that could be really good for the Jets too, and somebody who I would be very happy if the Jets brought in too. So Jadeveon Clowney's another name to watch out. I know he's going to get picked up. We don't know when. I think the Ravens might pick him back up, which would be a very good option for them as well to get more pass rush options for them. But I would love if the Jets went after him as well. Now, in this video, this is where it's going to get a little we might disagree on some of these guys. I honestly think so. And the first guy that I'm going to bring up is George Fant. I think the Jets could use some more outside help. I love Olu Fashanu, but he was hurt last year. He got banged up. Armand Membu, he goes down. We have Chuma Okorafor there, who can play right tackle. I don't think he's great at left tackle. If we bring George Fant back, I'd be happy with that because he's proven that he can be a solid starter in this league. And if we need him to do spot starts, he can handle the left side of the ball as a left tackle. I know he's 33 years old, coming away from the Seahawks. I would like to bring him back. I think he could be solid depth on this offensive line. And I would love to have a veteran offensive lineman there too. I know we're trying to go younger and everything, but it's never bad to have a veteran option, especially on the offensive line too, who has experience, who can help these younger players. We're talking about Morgan Moses last year and Teron Smith. They were people that were there to help the younger linemen. Olu Fashanu thrived with those guys there. George Fant can be there to help out the younger guys as well. And he can play both left tackle and right tackle. I wouldn't be opposed to having another veteran option at tackle for the New York Jets. And George Fant has been a Jet before. I would like to bring him back. I think he could be useful for us, especially as a person who can go in at left tackle and start if we needed him to a couple of games. Going into the next one, I got Jalen Mills. I love Jalen Mills. I'm shocked he's still a free agent. I see him post on X all the time, and I would love to have him back if he watches these videos. I'd love to have him on the channel at some point just to talk with him. Seems like an awesome guy, but I would love Jalen Mills to come back to the Jets. We need veterans in that locker room for the safety position, and I don't think there's anybody better than Jalen Mills. He is such an underrated player. He was a vocal leader for that team, and when the Jets defense looked like it quit last year, because let's be honest, some players looked like they quit and that they were playing for themselves. Jalen Mills did not. He played every single down to the hardest he could. And that's somebody you want. That's an AG type of player, an Aaron Glenn type of player who's going to give everything he has. And I think he fits this defense. And I would love that veteran leadership back in this locker room. And I think the Jets defensive backcourt would love it as well. He played in 9 games. I know he's 31 years old. He's on the older side. But give him a 1-year deal, 2-year deal. I don't think he's going to cost too much. I think he would love to be back with the Jets. I honestly do. He played in 9 games last year, had 17 solo tackles, 1 forced fumble, 1 interception, 6 passes defended. Bring this guy back. I would love Jalen Mills to be back in the locker room. Veteran leadership, I think, would be beneficial to that safety room to help out Malachi Moore as well. And Andre Sisco, who's still young too. And maybe Tony Adams if he's still here. But honestly, I think having him back in the locker room would be an amazing thing. I loved when the Jets had him last year, and he still proved that he's still got a lot left in the tank. And I would love to have Jalen Mills back in the safety room for the New York Jets. And I hope he does get signed very soon because he deserves it. He's a good dude, man. Really good dude. And if he watches this video, hat off to you, Jalen Mills. I hope you get signed soon, bud. I really do. And hopefully it's to the Jets. And then going to the next one, I got Jamal Adams. I know Jets fans, you're not going to like it. I know. There's some fans who would hate this and are like, they're seeing the videos of him on X and everything, workout videos, still seeing like he's strong, fast and everything. He's been banged up the past couple of seasons. He only played in 5 games last year, and that was between the Lions and where else did he go? Lions and I forget the other team that he was on. Titans. Lions and Titans. I think he's grown up a lot. I really do. From the time he was with the Jets where he tried to where he got himself out of New York. And honestly, let's be real. That wasn't a great time to be a New York Jet. Adam Gase was the head coach. We were all in just dire straits. It was a very rough time. I don't want to give him I don't want to take anything away from what he did. I think it was a low move of what he did to get out of New York. But I really think he's grown up a lot. And I think he's still got something left in the tank, honestly. I don't think he'd be a safety for us, but I think if you had him as a smaller outside linebacker like we converted Jamie and Sherwood to do, I think he could be a good blitzing threat on the outside. He can cover in zone at tight ends and everything. And honestly, he's still only 29. He played in 5 games last year, like I said, 4 tackles, 0 forced fumbles, 0 interceptions, 0 passes deflected. But honestly, I think if we gave him a second chance in New York, I think he would love it. I think fans would warm up to him again. And honestly, I kind of want him to come back. I'm wearing my Jamal Adams jersey right now. I loved him when he was here. He took a pic. Went to an event where he was at signing helmets and everything. Got to talk with him a little bit. It was great. I would love to have Jamal Adams come back to the Jets. I wasn't the most vocal about it early this offseason because I was like, when he talked about coming back to the Jets, I was like, no, we don't need him. But in all honesty, he's looking good in the workouts and everything. I think he's grown up a lot, and I honestly think he could be a very good player for the New York Jets as a depth outside linebacker. In all honesty, you look at the New York Jets, outside linebacker is very weak. After Quincy Williams and Jamian Sherwood as our Mike, the linebacking core is very, very weak. We need more depth there, and I think Jamal Adams could be a very good player as an outside linebacker, blitzing off the edge, giving some speed, being that blitzer type guy to stop stuff at the line. Safety, I don't know if he could still do it, but as an outside linebacker, I would give him a shot. I really would. And I think he would love coming back to New York. And I think Jets fans would warm up to the thought of him coming back as long as he acted like a leader, like I think he can. Because he's a very polarizing figure. I really think he's grown up a ton, and I'm going to keep saying it. And I would be happy if the Jets re-signed him. I think that would be a good move, come full circle with the New York Jets. And going into my last one, this is going to be a conversation to be had. Isaiah Bond is an undrafted rookie this offseason. He's 21 years old. He went in the 2025 draft as a wide receiver from Texas. And he was looked at as being like a third-round pick, maybe a second-round pick. He's got elite speed. He's got great hands. And he was a top receiver in college at Texas. He had some great plays there and great achievements there. And somebody I looked at as being could be a great receiver. Problem. He's had some off-field issues. And recently, he's in a case for a sexual assault case. Now, he was released on bail, and he's currently in case suing for defamation of character. Now, the case is still ongoing. But if he is found not guilty, or if the charges are dropped and everything, and he's found not guilty, I would give this kid a shot. He has all the talent in the world. Is this a really bad thing? And I don't want to condone this stuff. I hate that this even has to be a conversation, sexual assault and everything, because if he did it, stay the hell away from my team. But if he's innocent and everything's dropped, give the kid a chance. All right? Give the kid a chance. I honestly think he could be a really good number 2 receiver in the NFL. He's got all the talent in the world. If he keeps his head on his shoulders, I don't know what his character is when he was at Texas. The sexual assault thing doesn't look great. But if he's found innocent and released and the charges are dropped, anything, then I would be, as a Jet fan, I would be happy to have him on my team. I would sign him as another receiver in this locker room, because imagine having a Garrett Wilson, Isaiah Bond, and then an Arian Smith at slot. That's a deadly combo, in my opinion. That's really good. Very shifty receivers, very fast receivers, who I think would complement Mason Taylor being a great option at tight end as a receiver threat too. And Isaiah Bond's a willing blocker too. He did it in college. I honestly think he could be a great option if released. And that's the biggest thing. If he's found not guilty, I would give him a shot. If he's found guilty, or he just pleads guilty and comes up with a plea bargain, stay away from my team. But if he's found innocent and charges are dropped, I would give him a shot. That's my point. I think he's got all the talent in the world. And I know one team will give him a chance. But they want to see how this goes. If I'm the Jets, I'm looking at this. I know my receiver room's not the best. We want to get younger. If he's released and innocent, I would give this guy a call. Give him a shot. Honestly. It never hurts to bring more young wide receivers in here who have a lot of talent. That's my opinion on it. But again, guys, these are my options of free agents that I would target. I know I didn't go after the big names. I could have gone after a Zadarius Smith, which I thought about. I don't think he comes here. I think he goes for a ring. I think he ends up going to the Eagles or the Ravens or a team like that. I could have gone for Keenan Allen. Again, I think he ends up going back to the Chargers because Mike Williams just retired. Trey Harris just signed his deal. I think they could use another veteran presence in that young wide receiver room for the Chargers, so I didn't put him on here. Preston Smith is an interesting one as an outside linebacker. I think he's going to want too much to come here, and I think he's going to want to go to a team that he knows he can win a championship, maybe like the Bills, or maybe he goes to the Patriots or something like that because he might think they have a great shot at winning. Maybe he goes back to the Patriot or the Packers, Detroit maybe. There are a lot of players, big name players that I could have mentioned on here. But these are the guys that I think would fit our team the best at this point at positions that I think are big needs. Wide receiver, I don't think is as big of a need because we do have a lot of depth there, and one of these players might step up and be really good along with Garrett Wilson. Tight ends, I think we need more veteran presence in there. Outside linebacker, if you look at the Jets roster with linebackers, it's not great. It really isn't. Other than Quincy Williams and Jamie and Sherwood, there's not a lot of trust in that room. You're hoping Francisco Mauigoa steps up. You're hoping Jamin Davis becomes a solid linebacker option. But a Jawan Bentley or a Jadeveon Clowney or even a Jamal Adams at outside linebacker, I think would be an upgrade over that. But these are my opinions, guys. I would love to hear what your opinions are on free agents that you think the Jets would be able to target or should target. And let me know. Let me know if you hate the ideas that I came up with. I would love to hear what you guys have to say. I really would. I love hearing your opinions. Let me know if you like them. Let me know what your opinions are. I always welcome them in the Jets Word. It's a safe place for you, so be sure to comment, like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell for notifications on when I upload, just to let you guys know when more videos come up. Join the live streams. I won't be able to go this weekend to live stream this weekend. I'll be down in Virginia with my brother and my sister-in-law, but I will be back next weekend to give you guys some fun breakdowns and power rankings. I think my next one I'm going to do is cornerbacks because I got something special for you with the right outside linebackers this coming week in video form. So be ready for that. And again, guys, thank you so much for joining me in the Jets Ward. Thank you, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.